you know what is happening around. You're listening to the news, the country's GDP, a big celebrities
23.9 contraction.
Sometimes the universe is a little too difficult on us. You feel you won't make it, and that there is no hope left at all. But one must keep rolling, because life becomes a little easier when you have someone to share the load with. And when you least expect it, the rains will go away, and it will all be sunny. Like a story of the summer? Welcome to Alive and Kicking with Rahul Bamne. New episodes every Friday.
Welcome, Prathamesh, to Alive and Kicking. Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. We started this podcast with the thought that we talk about different opinions, different perspectives, different stories. And you just make it to the 9 people on my list. And I remember just meeting you 2 years back in Wilson College because of Krishna sir. And it's just been you've just been in my head ever since then. And I thought it would be a great idea to introduce you to more people that I know and to tell them about you, and so that they can know you as well. So thank you so much for taking out time. It really
Thank
means a
you.
lot.
Thank you, Rahul.
I'm going to start by saying we are going to call this episode More Than What You See, feat Prathamesh Bendre. And the idea is, so before I begin, let me tell everybody who's watching that Prathamesh is way older than he appears to be. He looks very young, but he's actually old. I first time I saw him, I thought he was like 21, 22, but no, he's not as young as us. He's really experienced in this corporate field and everything. And Prathamesh is a Xavier's graduate. He later went on to do, he also is a GLC graduate with law from 2018. Prathamesh has been intern at Midday. He was associated with a startup long back. He has worked at Friction's Innovative Education as a content developer, a business development associate with Inceptor Technology. He's worked. He's also, I think, you've done something with Reiki, no?
I cleared my. That is very recent and good that you have observed it.
That brings me to the question. Like you said, you have spent some actual qualitative time learning Reiki, but how
Yeah.
has otherwise the lockdown been for you?
I invested more time in reading because, as you know, I'm a writer,
Yeah.
and for my writing creative juices to flow, I need to feed also. I need to feed my brains. So I spend time watching videos, reading, and besides that, there was not much of a writing per se, but it did happen on and off. And I was also, as you mentioned, I graduated in 2018
Yeah.
with law, but after that I was doing something which had nothing to do with law. I was doing business development with a startup, so kind of lost touch. But now again, this lockdown turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because it gave me 4 5 months to catch up on what I had missed out on in the field of law. And now once the lockdown is done with, and we are allowed to move freely physically,
Yeah.
then the immediate plan of action will be to practice under some lawyer.
That is amazing. So you
Yeah.
have taken time for yourself in this lockdown
Yeah.
to read Killers. You've done poetry. I'm pretty sure because I heard a few
Yeah, so
videos.
I had my last physical, as in where I had gathering in front of me, that was on 7th March. And then everything came to a standstill. So poetry is happening, like we are doing a session now. It's happening on Facebook Live or Insta Live, but not monetarily. But it's happening for my own peace of mind.
Peace of mind. And
Yeah.
how has it been? Like now, I think this has become an everyday thing. Now you have to get on Facebook Lives or you have to get on Zoom calls, and like everybody is busy, is just got into this chain ki now the world is my in front of my phone or in my laptop, and this is the way I have to continue. So how has that been for you?
Correct.
How?
So basically, as you are aware that I cannot see, so I need help in terms of setting the background up and things like that. But when the lockdown was on, my sister, my elder sister, who is sighted, who can see, she was with us here, and that worked because she could see and help me out with the background. And then once the phone was set up, then I could do it, and she could read out comments from the comment section that
That's so
who has
cool.
joined and all. So people could also hear the glimpses of her voice reading out comments, but that was fine.
And your reactions to the comments also, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously.
yeah, yeah.
That's amazing, I think. And so now she's not around, so but you're figuring out on your own.
No, she has gone to her sasural now. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So she actually came to her Maher. In Marathi, though we say
Yes,
Maher.
yeah, yes.
And she spent some time with you. I don't want to make it sound different, but I just want to know how is quarantine or how is
Mhm.
lockdown different for someone like you who cannot see?
Uh, well, so me and my both parents, my mom and dad, three of us cannot see.
Okay.
And only my sister is someone who can see, like you guys. So
Okay.
that was the reason that she was here with us throughout the phase. And once, only when things started, slowly opening, she went back. So she was there to, and my dad being a senior citizen now, and that people above 60 should not go out, and they're more prone to get it, catch the
Yes,
virus and
yes,
stuff.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
that was the reason that she was with us, and once a week I used to go with her on her bike to get things, and that was it. So physically we were not allowed to go, but once in a while, when once in a week we could go and get things. That with digital devices being accessible, it was not like that. So all your everything had come to a standstill, including your daily soap, daily episodes on TV. So
Yes.
they were all episodes. So that was also not something that you could, look for entertainment in. But smartphone being accessible and computers being accessible with the softwares, I could read, I could watch YouTube, and getting bored was not really the thing with me. I had a lot of fun.
I'm glad someone enjoyed the lockdown and quarantine.
Yeah,
I was super bored. I quit my job in May, and then I was started planning, Alive and Kicking, and we were just into this chain, and then Mayank, Vivian, and Rohan and I, we would just have meetings and discuss. That was the most interesting part about this lockdown. Otherwise, though, I
good.
would otherwise though I would just I don't know. I would sleep most of the time. Actually, I think was sleeping. I have never slept so much that I
Mhm.
slept in this lockdown. But I'm glad that
Good.
otherwise quarantine is just the same for you, right? Do you think it's easy to trust Mumbaikars now? And do you is it's just a sense of question because I'm pretty sure you had amazing encounters with a lot of people in the past 4 or 5 years. But how have you managed to trust them?
With me, especially Rahul, things not only with Mumbaikars, but trusting people has been somehow easy in my case. I don't know how, and it also comes with a cost. But I'm like that. I'm that kind of person who trusts easily, and that has uh, not been very tragic so far in my life. It has worked out well, but what I have observed is, because I cannot see, I told you that you get to talk to a lot of strangers and they end up talking to you because you're, say, walking 10 minutes, 15 minutes together, and you can't just be mute. So they end up talking. And in fact, because I'm blind, they end up sharing stories, trusting me that not share otherwise. So what had happened was, I told you that in used to leave at 4:20. I used to get done at 4:20.
Yeah.
And around 5 or so, when I left the college to get to CST, there was one particular person who met me several times on my way to Xavier's to CST. And I don't know where that person is today. I don't know whether he is listening to this video or not. But what that person's job was, his master, uska jo shit tha, whose boss or whatever you call him, under him he was working. He was behind the bars. He was in the jail.
Okay.
And this person's job was to take tiffin from his house, homemade food, get to the jail, and let him have his food and get the dabba back to his house. That was his job, for which he was being paid.
Okay.
And generally 4:30 वगैरह time, that is not the time that government servants leave. It is generally 5:35, that 9 to 5 तो minimum job होता ही है.
Yeah.
So I end up asking this person at 4:30, how do you get done? Because I am in college, that is a different thing. I get done with lectures, but how come do you go early? And then he said that no, I'm not doing a traditional job thing, but my shit is behind the bars, and my job is to get him food from his house, and I get paid for that. And now is the time that once he's done with the food, I'm taking the dabba back to his house, to his wife.
Okay.
And I said, okay. And he said, I could share this with you only because you can't see.
Oh.
I could trust you because you cannot see. And by that, what he meant was, even if I decide to go and discuss with this person called Rahul, I will not be in a position to figure out and say who that man was, because I have never seen his face. So he was being comfortable that regardless of whatever I am sharing with him, there is no way that he can trace me back.
Ever.
So I am very secured, and I can talk shit with him because he cannot trace me back. That was his approach. Right or wrong, I don't know. We can't be judgmental on that. But when you say how difficult it is to trust people, I think when people told me that they are finding it easier to trust me because I cannot see, that was also a surprise and a different perspective. I did not think in that direction. But this particular person made me think in that direction.
This brings me to a point where we talk about your experience. You have worked in journalism, you have loved it, and you have taken a conscious choice of moving ahead and doing law. What do you see today? I'm pretty sure you know what is happening around. You're listening to the news. The country's GDP, a big celebrity.
23.9 contraction. Yeah.
A big celebrity's death. Farmer suicides, everything. What do you think is the state of journalism today in India? And also by the end, as you continue, who are the journalists that you think are unbiased and you look forward to or you look up to, according to you?
Well, there is no one person or one channel or one newspaper to point out what job that is doing not so good job, but in the current times that we are living in, I think it's a very unfortunate scenario to see, wherein so much is happening and so much is happening in the wrong way. So that's there. Means, like, for example, when we blame a college, for example, in GLC we said that lectures don't happen, and lectures don't happen because students don't turn up. Or the teachers said that students are not willing to come, hence lectures don't happen. So it's both ways. And in case of media also, the news agencies can say that we are reporting this because this is what people want to see.
Yeah.
And people can say that if you show us something different, we are very much willing to see, but you never show that. So we don't know who to blame for.
and it can be a blame from the both ends. So better to not get into that. But the scenario has been very, very, very negative and depressing with the kind of journalism that is happening around. And the being a lawyer, I am using the word media trial very consciously, and that is what is happening, which is unfortunate. Because we believe in law, the cardinal principle that innocence should be presumed until proven guilty. So you are presumed to be innocent unless otherwise is proved against you. So an accused is supposed to be treated like that. But with the media thing that is going around, the kind of journalism is going around, I think the narrative has been changed to the other way around, and saying that you are presumed to be guilty unless proven innocent. That is the kind of trend that we are living in, which is very unfortunate. And my deal with this, I make it a point to look for positive news. I use on the newspaper apps, but there is an app called InShorts. I'm sure you must be aware of it.
Yes.
Which gives you a reporting in 60 words. So by scrolling, my focus is not to skip कि हाँ ये नहीं देखने का, ये नहीं देखने का, XYZ नहीं देखने का. That is not my focus, but I look consciously for a positive news, and trust me, you do find positive news if you look for it. And then I share it on my social media with a hashtag positivity or positive news. And that is my way to get around it or get away from it, if you say. That I choose to look for positive news, and I do end up finding some.
So it's fair to say that it's a choice.
Yeah, you choose to see what. If you don't like X news channel, there is no point crying about it. You can change the channel, as good as that. If you don't like one newspaper, change to something else. But point is, if that something else is also doing the same, then there is a serious issue.
So we forget that the remote of our life is actually in our hands.
Yeah.
We can change the channel. Yes. Which brings us to the last point, which is your amazing poetry. And I had the privilege to listen to it when we were in Wilson. And I have seen a couple of your videos on Facebook where you upload your poetry. How has poetry helped you? How much joy it brings to you? I don't think so you can ever actually, accumulate or count that. But how has art helped you in a way? And if you would like to share like a small 4-liner with us that you wrote, that would be great.
So my journey with poetry began in my 11th standard in Xavier's, and my mother tongue is Marathi, but majority part of my writings happened in Hindi or Urdu, or a mixture of it, which we now call Hindustani language. So because of the kind of things that I was feeding into my brain. So in my 11th standard, I used to listen to a radio program. There is an RJ called RJ Karan Singh. So he comes up with a good program of ghazals. He used to. Now whether the program continues or not, I don't know. But in my 11th standard, the early exposure was through this program. And in Xavier's, there was a Kavi Sammelan that used to happen in the month of December. And that kind of made me write, because the program was giving me a stage to perform. And for 5 years of my Xavier's. And when I was nearing the end of my journey in Xavier's, I thought that poetry should not halt when college ends here. So then I started doing my own poetry shows. And a few years back, my mentor in the field of ghazal writing now, Devrup Sharma, he's amazing, and he has literally given me the guidance, and he has mentored me he has trained me in the form of ghazal writing, and because of that kind of a training, now my the kind of people that I sit with, the kind of people that I get to interact with, the kind of shows that happen, everything has changed after that uh, uh, exposure, after that interaction with Devru. Now I'm fully into ghazals, and I write, I perform, and what it the poetry as an art, what it has done is, um, what happens is, many people are not very honest to admit it, but I happen to admit it openly, that like when people appreciate me, and there is an inner desire which is present in everyone, 90% of us, but whether people accept it or not. But there is a desire to be famous. There is a desire that people should know me for what I'm doing,
Totally.
or people should know me through what I'm doing. And the desire is there, and it is, there is nothing wrong to
Have
accept
that
it
desire.
or
Yes.
admit it openly. So I like the kind of cheering that happens when I'm on the stage. I love it. And I'm totally a different person on the stage than I'm in my house. That is also a reality. The Prathamesh that is on the stage is not only the person, the kind of a person that I live. So there is a lot of stage voice and stage performance techniques into it. But I simply love being on the stage, and the kind of people that you get to interact, the love that they shower you with. And things happen more after the event, or when they meet you backstage and they want to shake hands with you, they want to like pitch with you. It is a kind of life that I look forward, and that is what is motivating me. So I published a book also in Marathi called Me Tuja, which
Wow.
literally translates into English as I Am Yours,
I'm yours.
which is a collection of four liners. In Marathi, you must be aware that there is a form called Charoli.
Charoli.
Charoli is nothing but a four-liner. So in Marathi, there is an established writer. His name is Chandrasekhar Gokhale, and Chandrasekhar Gokhale had a collection of poetry, Maza.
Okay.
And that was my first exposure to this form of four-liners in Marathi. And I got inspired. I read more. I watched his more videos on YouTube. I read other people's four-liners in Marathi, and then I end up writing, and I published a book. In fact, it was my promise, a kind of a challenge, that to a friend of mine in Xavier's. I had told her that by your birthday in November, I should be done with 100 four-liners.
Wow.
That was the thing that I had told her. It was nothing to do, there was not a thought in my mind that I will publish a book. It was only about a challenge that
Challenge.
by November I will be able to write 100 four-liners on different aspects of life.
Yes.
May it be romance, may it be farmer suicide, may it be poverty, may it be politics, anything. All sorts of emotions, all sorts of experience that we go through in our life in the form of 100 four-liners, 100 Sarodia. And when I was actually done with it, that's when the book thought entered my mind. And with God's grace is out. It's also available on Kindle. There is also
Yes, I was about to ask you, where can we access it? Can we access it? Because I would love.
Yeah, there is a Kindle edition on Amazon. If you just go and type Me Tuja by Prathamesh Bendre, you will get it.
Me Tuja.
And
Let me
on
write
Amazon pe hard copy bhi hai.
So we can order it?
Hard copy bhi. Yeah. Matlab with the lockdown, books were not, government had not put books in the essential categories,
I think
essential commodities. So Amazon was not delivering books.
Okay.
But now things are coming, even non-essential items. So books are not now being delivered.
Great.
So that is a good thing, I think.
I'm going to get it. Because I want to read more of Marathi poetry, and yours would be the best way to
So
start.
you asked me to read out something. So from that book, if I could recall something. So there was one four-liner in Marathi. Because you said some small thing, I think four-liners work the best.
Best.
A little time to share more. So,
Mhm.
and that's the beauty and that's the challenge also, I think, because just in four-liners, you have to convey a profound thought. So there was one four-liner which goes like this, की देव देखील विचार करेल तुला मृत्यू देण्याआधी. देव देखील विचार करेल तुला मृत्यू देण्याआधी, तुला दूर नेता नेता. देव देखील विचार करेल तुला दूर नेण्याआधी, तुला दूर नेता नेता, माझे प्राण घेण्याआधी. Or there was one more which hypothetically I'm in two parts.
Okay.
The world is equally divided in two parts where half world is blind, half world is sighted.
Okay.
Which means that for every seeing eye, there is one non-seeing
Non-seeing
eye.
eye. Yes.
So from that kind of a thought, if you look at it, it was like this, की कळ्या जातात कोमेजून कारण फुलांना जगता यावं. कळ्या जातात कोमेजून कारण फुलांना जगता यावं. आमचे डोळे मिटून गेले कारण तुम्हाला बघता यावं.
Wow, wow, wow.
The moment the flower is blossomed, there is no life for a kali.
Yeah.
It has to die if the flower has to blossom. As simple as that. So the thought is like that, की आमचे डोळे मिटून गेले कारण तुम्हाला बघता यावं.
खूप सुंदर विचार आहे.
And yeah, I think, yeah. So different perspectives. It's all about perspectives in writing, I think.
Really,
And
really.
those who happen to line up with your perspective, they appreciate it. There is nothing good poetry or bad poetry. It's only
Never.
about people matching your wave thought of line,
Yes.
the frequency that you work at. And if your frequency matches, then there is nothing like it.
There is nothing like it. And this is,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you believe in perspectives. We believe in perspectives. This is what our podcast is about as well. It's about stories. It's about perspectives. And there is no right. There is no wrong. We should be able to appreciate poetry that we don't like as well, because it's a way of poetry, like you mentioned. I am so glad, Prathamesh, you took out this time. You gave us your 1 hour. You spoke to us about things that are so amazing, that are so different than the world. And I wish that someday, when you're out there on the stage, I can manage to be in that room and cheer for you, and then ask you for an autograph and click a picture with you. I already have one
Sure.
with my class. We have a picture
Yeah.
with you already, but
Yes. I remember coming back to your
Yes.
class. It was really a nice, lively bunch of people. So, and it happened at 8 in the morning.
yes,
And that was the fun part of it. Your this initiatives, the kind of people that are helping you with this thing happening, the whole team, it's a really great job that you're doing in the lockdown, because especially when someone to do put your time into it, it's your video, my story, but you are putting so much effort to make it happen. My story is going out, but you feel that people should reach out to people and with positivity, and that's really a great job that you are doing. And I think that is a best utilization of the lockdown, I would say. So great job, congratulations, and I hope you keep doing this series, and there are more episodes coming up
thank
with
you
more
so
positive people
much,
than me.
Prathamesh.
Because I'm nothing, but I'm looking forward to people who are more established.
No,
and,
of
have
course,
more
we all
perspectives
are
to share.
something. No, we all are something, Prathamesh. You are something, I am something, we all are something. We're stories living, and I'm glad you're too kind. You said these words. I work with a great bunch of people, and I'm never going to fail to appreciate them. They are amazing. They're helping me do this. So thank you so much for taking out time. I'm going to ask people to subscribe, go listen to this podcast on Spotify, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. It's everywhere. I'm going to tag you in the videos, put in your profile so that they can reach out to your profile. Your Facebook is super active as well. so they can listen to your poetries. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much, Prathamesh.
Hey, you can listen to the whole podcast on Spotify. Just click on the link in the bio.